So I've worked in Havenwood Academy for a year and some change, but I worked at a prior treatment center in Ohio.
So this is actually my first treatment center, and I've worked here for about a year and 3 or 4 months now.
So I've been here just about 9 months.
I have worked in the treatment industry for about 3 years.
So one thing that I like about working here is mentoring these girls and building relationship with each one.
We are basically just being paid to build relationships. You get to spend a lot of time with them and you get to really know who they are.
Just being that person that's here for them and like to support them, that's really like the reason I work here.
I think the hardest part is building those relationships with the kids and then watching them struggle and wanting to help them, but not really being able to, and letting them ride that wave and figure out how to help themselves out of it.
The burnout can be really heavy to bear.
The hardest part is being able to overcome adversity, being able to get over yourself, realize that it's about the kid at the end of the day.
You have to be mentally tough, you have to be emotionally tough.
This is emotionally and physically hard. It's hard hearing what these kids go through, especially if you're someone who's been through trauma yourself. Physically, it's hard. I mean, you know, sometimes we have to get into restraints and things like that to keep the kids safe. And that's not easy for us as staff either. If I can avoid that at all costs, I will.
So me personally, how I overcome it is I have to do a lot of self-reflection. When I come into shift, like I might have had a bad day and everything like that, but as soon as I hit the door, I'm like, yeah, hey, leave that there, all right? Because the tone that I set as soon as I walk in the door, the kids will feed off of that energy, and so will the staff. You know what I'm saying? It's very essential as a team lead that you bring positive energy at the beginning of the shift, and you'll see it all play out.
Just by like properly compartmentalizing things and just having proper boundaries there. So like I have my Slack messages turned off for when I'm not at work, so that way I can be at home when I'm at home and I can be at work when I'm at work, and just separate it in that way. I make sure to stay late to do notes if I need to do that instead of doing it when I get home, just because I want to be able to like end the day at work and then pick up again the next day and not take that home with me, just keep that separate.
One advice I would give someone that wants to work in a treatment center is you gotta work on yourself. You gotta develop certain skills, because this industry is very hard, and if you don't work on yourself, it could get to you.
Be patient, take a deep breath. It's okay to not always be calm. It's okay to have bad days.
Just focus on the relationship and just be really consistent, and don't take things personally. They're gonna say mean things to you and they're gonna do things to you, and that's just not about you. So just separate yourself from that and make sure that you're in a good headspace to do that.
A little bit of advice that I would give is to realize that this is not your standard, McDonald's type job or fast food service or anything else. Even if you have experience in a treatment center, Havenwood is unique to what Havenwood does best, you know what I'm saying? So just come here with an open heart and take everything with a grain of salt, but just be very eager to learn and listen to your team lead. All right, you're gonna be like, okay, this is a little different than what I'm used to, but trust me, when I tell you that leadership has everything planned out, just trust the process at the end of the day.
What makes me want to stay is seeing a kid come in who's so lost and damaged, and watching them grow until their graduation date and seeing how healthy they are and how happy they are and just how ready they are to leave and be able to be safe when they go home.
I feel like everybody's all here for each other. Like before at other centers, I don't think I even knew who the executive director was. Like, never saw them. And I love that I get to interact with everyone.
One thing that makes me stay here in Havenwood is just seeing each girl graduate this program and be able to succeed in life.
When it comes to graduation day, it really makes you really proud. And then when you hear about the good things that they're doing outside of treatment, you're like, all right, I guess I did do something good. And it's really hard to notice that day to day, but once you look at the big picture, like, hey, well, this kid was really struggling with this, and now they're able to process and utilize some of those tools that we gave them. Trust me, it really brightens my day when I see stuff like that.
And I love like the atmosphere here. I feel so cared for by this company. They do a lot for me and for us, and I just feel so supported here. If I didn't, I would not be here.